Hi, I'm Chief Porcerelli of the Grosse Ile Police Department.
And I'm Police Commissioner Bob Zelasco.
Over our shoulder is Michigan's safest community and 5th safest in the United States.
The beautiful island community of Grosse Ile, Michigan. As part of our continuous improvement program, the Grosse Ile Police Department is dedicated to give our residents the very best public safety program available. We do this with continued focus on cost, performance, and efficiency. We strive to perform in a prevention mode and prepare for the future by continuously updating our 5-year plan.
So that you may have a better understanding of what Grosse Ile Police Department has to offer to you and your families, we would like to present to you our 5-year plan and State of the Department address.
Today we'd like to present to you our 5-year plan. First of all, I'd like to mention the people that were involved in authoring the 5-year plan. It was authored by the management team, Chief Porcerelli, Deputy Chief Robert Bowe, and Administrative Assistant Ruth Kalidas, and also who played a big part in this in helping us develop our financial charts, our Financial Director of Grosse Ile, Ann Darzniak.
We will be presenting the Grosse Ile Police Department's 5-year plan. The 5-year plan is devised to forecast financial activity and address requirements in the areas of manpower, healthcare, pension, safety-related programs, and equipment. It also provides an overview of goals, objectives, and financial data for future years with continued focus on providing Grosse Ile with the very best in public safety. The department consists of 24 dedicated men and women and is served by a commission of 5 individuals, including the Township Board Liaison. The 5-year plan incorporates the fiscal calendar year and begins on April 1st of each year. This plan has allowed the Grosse Ile Police Department to provide a sound strategy for addressing the necessary needs and requirements of the community and to position the department as a leader in law enforcement and public safety. As a part of the continuous improvement process, the Grosse Ile Police Department has implemented many new and technically advanced programs, such as the installation of the first stationary license plate reader, LPR system, in the state of Michigan. The LPR program has allowed our law enforcement team to perform in a prevention mode in reducing crime and has also been used to exonerate innocent individuals. The department has implemented successful culling programs to address the issues of living with wildlife in a rural setting. The deer culling program has proven to be beneficial and is conducted in a safe, humane manner to ensure safety at all times. The coyote culling program is the first to be implemented in the downriver area and has been recognized by neighboring communities as an option to ensure safety for humans, their property, and their pets. The department vehicles are equipped with the very latest in technical and life-saving equipment. Equipment such as infrared cameras to locate individuals in the dark rural areas and defibrillators to support life-saving techniques. Grosse Ile police officers are the first responders in performing law enforcement and life rescue. These officers are trained to perform and address all emergency situations. The Grosse Ile Police Department serves a community of approximately 10,000 residents. Of the 24 total personnel, there are 17 sworn police officers, including the management team. The national manpower standard requires 2 certified police officers for every 1,000 residents. The Grosse Ile Police Department performs well below this standard manpower requirement with an efficiency rating of 120%. The Grosse Ile Police Department is served by 24 dedicated individuals and provides 24-hour service 365 days a year. The workforce performs 3 shifts every 24 hours. Some examples here of the manpower roster includes the following. 1 chief, 1 deputy chief, 1 lieutenant, 1 detective sergeant, 2 road patrol sergeants, 1 patrolman detective, 1 officer assigned to the DEA, 9 road patrol officers, 1 records clerk, 4 dispatchers, 1 animal control officer, and 1 administrative assistant. This totals 24 personnel. And at this time, we have 8 reserve officers, and we will work up to a complement of 12. The eligibility formula for retirement is 25 years of service at 53 years of age. Between now and the year 2023, a total of 9 employees will be eligible for retirement. This is 38% of the total workforce.
Providing the very best public safety service to the community is our #1 priority. This requires a 24-hour-a-day, 365-day-a-year service commitment. The national standard for certified police officers required is 2 officers per 1,000 residents. Grosse-Ile has 17 certified police officers, including the chief of police and the deputy chief as members of management. To service 10,000 residents on Grosse-Ile puts the national standard at 20 officers. This means that the Grosse-Ile Police Department is performing well below the national standard with an efficiency rating of 120%. 20 standard count officers versus 17 actual police officers gives us our 120% efficiency. This is further evident when we assess the total department roster as shown below. The 17 total certified officers roster for Grosse-Ile Police Department is as follows. Our police chief, 1, deputy chief, 1, detective sergeant, 1, detective, 1, our DEA officer, 1, and 12 road patrol officers. 12 total certified officers available to service the road and respond to medical emergencies for 10,000 residents for 3 shifts. Now a little bit about how we calculate. It's always a question, do you have enough police officers? Do you have enough dispatchers? How many do you need? Well, basically, without facts and figures, it's nothing more than an opinion. So we actually calculate what is it exactly that we need to perform our duties here at the Grosse-Ile Police Department. Standard man hours for 1 officer is 8 hours a day times 365 days a year, comes out to 2,920 total hours for the year. The standard is what we need to continue to do a 24-hour-a-day service program. Actual man hours for 1 officer is 2,080 hours, total hours a year. No one can work continuously. We have to stop and sleep, work in shifts. Essentially, this is how we come up with this figure. The 2080 is a figure that is used throughout the industry. To support a 24-hour service, 365 days a year, requires 9 officers times the 2920 standard hour figure. This totals 26,280 hours. If we take the 26,280 standard hours year divided by the 2080 actual man hours, that means we need 12.6 actual manpower. This means that the Grosse-Ile Police Department requires 12.6 actual officers to support a standard count of 9 officers to remain on road patrol. The Grosse-Ile Police Department is currently performing with 12 certified officers for road patrol. This is below the 12.6 standard requirement, again, which means our efficiency rating is higher. The Grosse-Ile Police Department is supplying the very best service with minimum manpower. In our dispatch area, the Grosse-Ile Police Department employs 4 dispatchers to service our community. This service requires 24 hours a day times 365 days a year equals 8,760 total required standard hours a year. We take the 8,760 standard hours a year divided by the actual man hours of 2080, and it tells us how many people we need. We need 4.21 required manpower to perform this duty. The Grosse-Ile Police Department is performing this dispatch service well below the required standard with only 4 dispatchers, in addition to our records clerk filling in as one of the dispatchers 1 day a week. In summary, this manpower assessment is provided as part of the 5-year plan and verifies that the Grosse-Ile Police Department is providing the very best service with minimal manpower. This further supports our national standard rating at 120% efficiency, with the department's continued commitment to providing public safety in the most efficient manner. The Grosse-Ile Police Department remains our first response in addressing public safety.
Thank you, Bob. Dispatch personnel handle, on average, more than 900 calls each month, ranging from lockouts to alarms, fires to lost pets, traffic stops to directing first responders. They are trained in the following critical areas: emergency medical response, natural and man-made disaster response, life-saving, rescue, vehicle accidents, suicide calls, water accidents, interacting with laypersons attempting to render emergency medical assistance, coordination of first responders to the proper hospitals, etc. They are the frontline response to all calls for assistance and are the heart of each response. Fast and accurate communication is essential in performing their duties. Grosse Ile roads are not a simple grid pattern with easy north, south, east, and west direction, and much of the community is dark at night. If support from other agencies is required, it is the dispatcher that directs outside responders to the correct location. Having dispatchers armed with experience, critical knowledge, and talent enhances communication and allows them to work efficiently and in harmony with our road patrol officers and fire department personnel. This team concept is essential in saving lives and providing the level of service our community has come to expect. They play an integral and essential role in providing the community with state and national recognition. The records clerk position encompasses many responsibilities to maintain proper distribution and maintenance of all legal documents and department records. The records clerk is responsible for entering records into the department computer database. Through the department database, the clerk is able to communicate with other law enforcement organizations at local, state, and federal levels. Files include officer reports, licenses, registrations, subpoenas, and miscellaneous correspondence, in addition to both video and audio files. In accordance with the court docket guidelines, the records clerk assists the Detective Bureau in preparation of all court cases. Grosse Ile Police Department processes over 200 cases per year through the 33rd District Court. Other records such as daily dispatch logs, fingerprinting, child protective services, firearms, mugshots, sex offenders, accident reports, additional registrations, and other records. Data must be kept in an organized fashion and ready format. The records clerk also prepares discovery orders for defense attorneys upon request. The records clerk maintains and updates all necessary training and certifications for the dispatch center. To fill the standard manpower void in the dispatch center, since we only have 4 dispatchers, the records clerk performs as a scheduled dispatcher 1 day a week. This consumes 20% of the records clerk's time. The clerk is called upon to fill in and maintain communications at the front desk throughout the course of the day. This further burdens the necessary time required to perform the records clerk's primary duties. The Grosse Ile Police Detective Bureau is supported by 2 detectives. In addition to addressing their detective responsibility, the detective sergeant assumes all supervisory duties, while the second detective acts as the IT specialist for the department. The IT specialist has been mentored by Deputy Chief Robert Bowe, who has been performing all technical duties for the department for the last 20 years. Responsibilities include updating departmental cell phones, serving and repairing department computers, updating and maintaining all department camera systems, maintaining all control center equipment, servicing all department and vehicle technical equipment, in addition to monitoring and servicing the license plate reader system. The Detective Bureau spends 2 days, 32 hours per week at the 33rd District Court. This is 40% of the work week. In addition to investigations, road reports, complaints, surveillance programs, and much more, these detectives are on call 24 hours a day to address any emergencies that may arise. A minimum of 2 detectives are necessary to properly service our community of 10,000 residents. Past attempts to reduce manpower in this area have failed. I'd like to go over some of the departmental statistics. Last year, members of the Grosse Ile Police Department addressed approximately 12,500 calls for service. We had 420 written reports, 94 accident reports, just under 500 traffic citations, and 20 OWI arrests. Also, the Road Patrol and Detective Bureau made a total of 174 arrests, 79 being misdemeanors and 14 being felonies. Also, our department patrol vehicles drove approximately 191,000 miles last year. The Grosse-Ile Police Department participates in various mutual aid organizations such as the Downriver Mutual Aid Team and the Downriver Hostage Negotiation Team. The following are just some examples of the training that our officers and dispatchers go through each year. For the police officers, annual drug initiative, confronting the toxic officer, emergency vehicle operation, hostage negotiations, medicological death investigation, mental first aid, Michigan Coalition on Law Enforcement, and also firearms training. Michigan Radar Operator Certification, PPCT Instructor Recertification, Pressure Point Control and Defense Tactics, TASER, Electronic Control Devices. These are just some of the trainings that our sworn police officers go through. And for our dispatchers, Call Assessment Recertification, Emergency Medical Dispatch Recertification, Fire Service Dispatch Recertification, Foundation Recertification, and Law Enforcement Dispatch Recertification. Our animal control officer last year answered approximately 870 calls for service. Some of these calls and examples are 64 cats were sheltered, 62 cats were adopted out, 21 dogs were picked up, 13 dogs returned to their owner. There were 46 verbal warnings and 2 violations issued. The animal shelter also obtained $4,293 in donations. Tails is also a partner in our animal shelter. They contribute to medical expenses for all the animals that are kept there. We still have a community policing program at the Grosse-Ile Police Department, and some of the programs include DARE, Operation Chill Bicycle Safety, Police Department Facebook page, Police Department Open House, Safety Town, Stranger Danger Fingerprint Program, and School Emergency Response Plans. Our grant programs that are in use here at the Grosse-Ile Police Department include Operation Stone Garden Homeland Security Grant, Party Patrol Grant, Underage Drinking Education and Enforcement. We also have the Safe Communities Grant, Occupant Protection, and Impaired Speed and Distracted Driving. Also through SEMCA, we handle the Tobacco Compliance Grant. Some of our partnerships are the 33rd District Court, Sobriety Court Program, AAA of Michigan, Wayne County Safety Committee, Downriver Guidance Center, Office of Highway Safety Planning, the Prosecuting Attorneys Association of Michigan, and SUDS Coalition through the schools. In addition, the Grosse-Ile Police Department and its officers have received numerous awards and commendations from the Downriver community. Their accomplishments include everything from addressing hostage negotiations to saving lives. Next, we'll be going over our vehicles and equipment. The Grosse-Ile Police Department service fleet contains a total of 16 vehicles. The fleet consists of the following. We have 2 management vehicles that are on call and available 24 hours a day. We have 3 4-wheel drive vehicles and 5 2-wheel vehicles for our road patrol. We have 1 animal control pickup truck. We have 2 detective bureau vehicles, 1 utility vehicle, and that is used for the deer call, for towing boats, etc. We have 1 vehicle assigned to the DEA, which is our K-9 officer. We have 1 special use vehicle, which is a utility vehicle that we use at the Island Fest, parades, and so on. Most of these vehicles have been purchased through our equitable sharing program, which is from drug forfeiture money. Each year, we purchase approximately 2 to 3 vehicles, and most of them are purchased through this program. This is just an example of the vehicles and what they're used for. All road patrol vehicles contain the latest safety and life-saving equipment. These vehicles are equipped to support our first responders. Vehicles are kept in service for approximately 90,000 miles. In order to maintain a proper fleet rotation, on average of 3, new vehicles are purchased every year. Funds estimated $90,000 are made available from the police department forfeiture account. Studies have shown it to be financially advantageous to rotate vehicles at approximately 90,000 miles. Road patrol vehicles average approximately 50,000 miles a year. This is an example of new technology that we have purchased. The Grosse Ile Police Department was the first in the state and the Midwest to implement the LPR program. Phase 1 on the Wayne County Bridge and Phase 2 on the Grosse Ile Toll Bridge have been completed. The license plate reader system has proven instrumental in identifying vehicles and exonerating innocent individuals. This program was also purchased through the Grosse Ile Police Department Forfeiture Fund. Additional camera surveillance programs have been installed at our Sunrise Park location and Playscape Park to further monitor security. Forfeiture funds are used to support and maintain these programs. Additional cameras have been installed at both bridge locations to monitor traffic flow and aid in addressing emergency situations. These cameras are separate from the LPR system. New technology will remain an important part of our continuous improvement program for the future at Grosse Ile Police Department. The present healthcare program encompasses 24 employees and 12 retirees. Overall coverage includes healthcare, prescriptions, vision, and dental care. A portion of the expense is paid by the employees and retirees, with the remainder paid by the township. Although increases in healthcare costs are difficult to forecast, a 3% increase is factored in annually to address healthcare for the police department. The present pension program encompasses 24 employees and 12 retirees also. The township has contracted the Michigan Municipal Employment Retirement System to address this benefit for our entire township roster. Payment for this program is based on factors such as actuarial accrued liability, valuation assets, funded percentage, and required annual contribution. MERS has recently accelerated the annual required contribution portion of the program. A 7% annual increase is factored in to address this future budget forecast.
The Grosse Ile Police Department is funded through 2 separate accounts. The millage account supports department payroll, health care, pension, and additional miscellaneous departmental expenses. This account supports the majority of the department expenses and is funded by our annual millage tax dollars received. The forfeiture account is our other account, which Mr. Porcerelli will reference. It evolves from the DEA program and supports vehicles, equipment, costs, and other miscellaneous departmental expenditures. Forfeiture monies cannot be used for payroll or benefit expenses. This account is funded by the monies retrieved in the field by the DEA service we provide in conjunction with the state and federal government. Our millage account. The Grosse Ile Police Department functions on 5 individual millages for a total of 5.9. Out of our general fund, we receive 2 mills. We have an allocated fund which is dedicated to the police department at 1.2 mills, reduced from the 1.85 due to the Headley. Our first operating millage is 1 mill. We have an operating 2 millage of 1 mill, and we have an operating 3 millage of 0.75. This gives us a total of 5.95 mills. This was 6.6 mills prior to the Headley reduction and brings us down to 5.95. We hit the 5.9 mil point, we have spent our money. In 2018, the department will cost us approximately $3,324,000, which will keep us at 5.6 mils. 1 mil is equivalent to somewhere between $590,000 and $600,000. In 2019, our expenses will go up, which I will show you on the upcoming chart. We will be at $3,400,000, which will still hold us within the 5.6 mils. In 2020, we will hit $3,496,000, which will raise us to 5.7. 2021 will bring us up to 3.5, which will raise us to 5.8. In 2022, we will have hit $3,695,000, which will peak us out at our 5.9 mils. So basically, we are going to show you on the chart that we have enough money to go out to 2023. So we have a 5-year plan in place that will take us the next 5 years. If the Grosse-Ile Police Department is allowed to use the total 2 mils from the general, which I showed you earlier, as in the past, the present program will carry to the end of 2022. Due to the continued rise in general payroll, health care, pension, and additional departmental expenses, the police department will incur an average accumulation cost of approximately $92,000 a year, which I'm going to show you on the chart now. This is our millage expenditure chart. As you can see, the years are forecast in the left column, and we have our areas of wages, health care, pension, and our miscellaneous departmental expenditures to the total. This column here is where our wage increases each year at a rate of 1.75%. And it is calculated in the figures. As you can see, it goes up each year. Our health care, we calculate and factor in a 3% increase, which is also shown in the numbers as they go up. Our pension program, we calculate a 7% rise in cost annually or each year, which drives up our pension costs. Miscellaneous, we factored in a few dollars, but it remains fairly close to the same. In our total column, as you can see, in 2012, it was $2,850,000 to run this department. As these expenditures go up, this is what drives our cost up each year of what it takes to run the department. As you can see, these happen to be the actual figures put together by our financial director, Ann Darzniak. These are the forecast figures down here. As you can see, in the year 2018, we are running at about 3.3 million, which calculates out to about 5.6 mils. As we progress and we see the costs go up on a yearly basis, as we get to the year 2022, we are at $3.6 million, approximately 3.7. That is where we hit our 5.9 figure in millage. That is where our millage money will run out. So this forecast is showing that we can go 5 more years through 2022 to carry us into the future. That completes the millage account. I will now turn it over to Chief Joe Porcerelli to review the forfeiture account.
Thanks, Bob. Now I'd like to show you our 5-year plan for our forfeiture account. Our Grosse-Ile Police Department forfeiture account is based on monies that we have seized from our drug investigations. We're allowed to use these monies and funds for equipment. We are not allowed to use them for wages, any type of benefits. So I'd like to show you what our plan is for the next 5 years and how we handle this. As you can see, the first column will describe what the item is. The next 5 columns will be what year we propose for these items to be purchased. And you can see on the end, the AE is the annual expense, which we use every year, and then the PP on the very end is projected projects. This doesn't mean that all these projects will come to fruition. These are projects that we see in the future that we may need, and we will budget for the ability to purchase them. So if we go to the first line, as you see our department vehicles, each year we spend approximately $90,000 from forfeiture money, and a total shows $450,000 at the end of the 5 years. Another example is our ammunition that we need. For 17 officers and 1 control officer and the 12 reserve officers, we spend approximately $30,000, which comes out to be approximately, in the total column, $150,000. Now, this is not budgeted money again. This is all through the forfeiture fund. Now, if you go down a little bit, as you see our LPR system, we have to pay each year to keep this running and the maintenance on it, and it's approximately $3,500 a year, which we do use again out of the forfeiture fund. If you go down now, I'll show you some of the projected projects. As you can see, it first starts with the department file server update. This is usually approximately every 3, 4, or 5 years, depending how long it lasts, but it's about $10,000 a time that we have to replace it. So this is definitely a projected project for us. Another project that we see in the future that we definitely will need is our arsenal weapon update program. This includes our rifles, our pistols, the reserve officers' weapons. This was approximately $17,000 to update. Another projected project is a perimeter security fencing around the police department. Now we are just looking at that. The cost of it was approximately $100,000 to do. Again, not necessarily will this come to fruition, but it is something that we're looking at here at Grosse Ile Police Department for the safety and security of our officers and their property. Go down a little farther, we also pay the DEA backfill position. What this means is we sent an individual out to the Drug Enforcement Administration, and we are allowed to pay for the individual that filled his position with forfeiture funds. And as you can see, each year, this is not projected, this is actual annual expense. It comes up to $600,000 after the 5 years. Other programs that we're looking into is the body cameras, approximately $8,500, and our off-duty weapon program, approximately $8,000. Again, it doesn't mean that this is going to come to fruition. As of March 31st, 2018, our fund balance in the forfeiture fund was $603,000. We get approximately $300,000 in revenue, and in our annual expenses in the 5-year plan would be $1,525,000. The projected project expenses for the 5-year plan would be $468,500. And the total program cost for 5 years will be $1,993,500. And again, it doesn't mean that all these projects will come to fruition, but what it does mean is we're planning and we're projecting some of the programs and some of the items that we may have to see here at Grosse Ile Police Department. In conclusion, the Grosse Ile Police Department has positioned itself as one of the leading law enforcement organizations in the state of Michigan. The department performs with minimal manpower and delivers a high degree of efficiency. Each of the 24 dedicated men and women take pride in their work ethic and delivers a service second to none. Their outstanding performance has won the Grosse Ile Police Department the Safest Community in Michigan Award 7 of the last 9 years. Grosse Ile was recently ranked 5th safest community in the entire country. Public safety is priority 1 here at the Grosse Ile Police Department. In closing, I would like to say thank you to the community of Grosse Ile and all the citizens. You've been very supportive of us, and without you, we couldn't do it. I do know it's a collaborative effort between the police department and the people that live here. I just want to say thank you very much for your past support, your current support, and continued support.
We hope you have found the 5-year plan informative. As the chief will tell you, without our community support, none of this would be possible. But it's about more than just camera systems, vehicles, and etc. It's about people. It's about people that perform in your department that really make it happen. The dispatcher, the Grosse Ile dispatcher, for example, who walks the downriver team through the process to save a man that's floating around out in Lake Erie in the dark. The ACO officer that comes out and saves the animal that has fallen through the ice on the canal. The police officer who jumps into the freezing waters of the Trenton Channel, puts his own life on the line to save the life of someone in a submerged car. This is what makes the Grosse Ile Police Department, your Grosse Ile Police Department. It's often said that a community is only as strong as the police department that serves it. but we understand that the police department is only as strong as the community that supports it. These people all wear a badge. On that badge it says police, to protect and serve. That badge also says grow zeal. And I can assure you that everybody in this department wears that with a lot of pride. Thank you for listening. Hope you found this informative. And again, we appreciate your support.